Use the figure to complete each of the following. All right, so I copied and pasted this from the book. So if you're wondering why the numbering's eventually going to be off, it's because I stole it from the book. So this is stuff that you can get from the book if you choose to. And again, the way you get to the book is you go to your class links and you click the red icon for Houghton Mifflin, or not Houghton Mifflin, McGraw-Hill. Phil McGraw. Oh, instead of calling it McGraw-Hill, they should call it McGraw, Phil, because that's Dr. Phil's last name. Use the figure to complete each of the following. Name another point that is collinear, which means on the same line, with points U and V. So here's U, here's V. There's only one option. Put it in the chat or say it out loud.
P.
P is the only one that's going to do just that, so that's nice. What's another name for plane Y? Something that we haven't really talked about. This blue plane is plane Y. So when you name a plane, you use the word plane, and you try to come up with 3 points on that plane to name that plane. I said the word plane a lot. Give me 3 points that are on plane Y that I can use to name it.
RST.
RST, and it doesn't really matter the order. Thank you. It doesn't really matter the order in which you do it, as long as it's done. Name a line that is coplanar, which means it lives on the same plane as points P, Q, and W. So that would be the green plane. Give me a line that is coplanar with that. Line RF. I don't know who said that, but that was good. Remember, when you name a line, you put the little line with the arrow thingies attached to it. Line RS. That's really your only option. Nothing else, nothing else, nothing else. And by the way, the green plane and the blue plane intersect at that line RS. We talked about that a little bit yesterday, but it was really hard given the visuals we have. They intersect there. All right, so that's a lot of the stuff that we did in section 1.1. Mostly vocabulary, mostly having to do with lines, planes, and points. Yeah. Find the value of X and AC if B is in between points A and C. So let's just draw a random picture out. There's A, there's C, B is somewhere in between it. Don't know if it's the midpoint. I'm accidentally hitting my camera, so let me adjust my camera so I don't hit it anymore. I think that's okay. Is it clear? There we go. All right. Find the value of X so that AC, and AC, if B is in between points A. AB is 12. BC is 10x, or 8x minus 2. And AC is 10x. Common sense tells me that 12 plus 8x minus 2 is going to equal to 10x. So 12 plus 8x minus 2 is going to equal 10x. Is you with me or no? Okay.
C.
So I have 12 minus 2, which is 10. 10 plus 8x equals 10x. Why don't I have an x on the left and an x on the right. Why don't I subtract 8x from both sides? I know it's hard for you to see that. Here you go. See it? When I do that, that crosses out. I'll bring it up here, obviously. I have 10 equals 2x, divide by 2, and x equals 5. Find the value of x. Did. And AC. Didn't. But I know AC is 10x. Oh, whoopsies. I know AC is 10x. So if AC is 10x, then AC is 50, as Athena said, because it's 10 times x is 5, which becomes 50. Good. 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 Ah, yes, a doozy. You can best believe that you will see distance and midpoint formula in use on the quiz tomorrow. I'm trying to move my... I can't. Oh, no. Did I just disconnect it? I did. Oh, poop! Pardon my language. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of a segment with the given endpoints. Then find the distance between each pair of points. It's not frozen anymore. I let it go. Let's do the midpoint formula first. M equals the average of the x values divided by 2 and the average of the y values. On a scale from 1 to 10, the midpoint formula is like a B. I'm going to label my points. Oh, I wish I could do that without my hand being in the way. X sub 1, Y sub 1, X sub 2, Y sub 2. Okay, so what I did is I took my points there and I labeled them. Now I'm going to plug it in, plug it in. The midpoint is going to equal X sub 1, which is 26, plus X sub 2, which is 8, divided by 2. Also, Y sub 1, which is 12, plus Y sub 2, which is 42, divided by 2. And let's do this in one step to save some space. 26 plus 8 is, tell you what, I'll give you guys 30 seconds for you to write out the answer. I'll see if I can get Go Guardian, see if Go Guardian's working again while you guys do that. Right? It decided to be a scheme and it decided to be drawing. All right. Did anybody get it? I see 1727. I think you're both wrong. 26 plus 8 is 34. 34 divided by 2 is 17. And 12 plus 48 is 54. 54 divided by 2 is 27. Good work, everybody. I was just yelling at you to be funny. That's what I do. Speaking of fun... no, Chris. Speaking of fun, the distance formula is next. The distance formula is the nightmare of nightmares as far as formulas are concerned, but it's not the end of the world. X sub 2 minus X sub 1 squared plus Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 squared using the same points. Using the same points. I'm going to just plug stuff in. So the distance formula equals X sub 2, which is 8, minus X sub 1, which is 26, close parentheses, squared, plus Y sub 2, which is 42, minus Y sub 1, which is 12, close parentheses, squared. 8 minus 26. And someone do me a favor and find out what 16 squared is for me. 8 minus 26 is going to be negative 16 plus 30 squared. I know that 30 squared is going to be 900. Did someone get me 16 squared yet? 256. Thank you. I feel like I should know that by now. Adding those two guys together, I end up with, what? Adding those guys together, I get 1156. I don't know if that's nice or not. Let's see. Let's ax Siri. What is the square root of 1,156?
The square root of 1,156 is 34.
Look at that. Who would have thought? Wait, what did I say? 34. Yeah, 34. Cool. Didn't have to worry about factor trees or anything like that. It's not cheating. Okay. So that covers section 1-1, 1-2, and 1-3 for the most part. Ugh. Throw you in the trash. Ugh. In the figure, XA, which is that guy, and XE, which is that guy, are opposite rays. All that means is that they form a straight line, okay? That all of this adds up to 180, if that even matters. AXC, so this guy right here is bisected by, let me use a different color than blue, is bisected by XB. What that means, and you can see the little hoopy things there barely, what that means is this guy cuts this into 2 equal parts. 2 equal parts. So if AXC, which is the whole thing, so AXC represents the whole thing that I care about, and the measure of AXB, so AXB is this chunk right here. So that's going to be 3x plus 10. Basically what I have is I know since the green line, and make sure you follow along, the green line cuts AXC into 2 equal parts. Okay, this chunk, double this chunk equals the whole red angle. 2 times this angle equals the whole red angle. So what I'm going to say is 2 times that angle, 3x plus 10, is going to equal the whole AXC angle. The only tricky problem on the quiz tomorrow is what I just said like 5 times. Where, again, if I have a bisector, it cuts this whole thing in half, which means if it cuts it in half, then each part is half. So if I'm given a part, I have to double that part to find the whole. And when I double that part to find the whole, I use distributive property and I get 8x plus 20. 6x plus 20. That equals 8x minus 7. I'm going to subtract 20. I'm going to subtract 20. I mean, you should take notes if you want to take notes, but it's going to be on video anyway, so it's completely up to you. I don't know why I subtracted 20 first. That was a dumb move by me, but it's too late. That equals 8x minus 27 minus 8x minus 8x, cross u out. And I get negative 2x equals negative 27. Divide both sides by negative 2, divide both sides by negative 2, and x equals positive, what is that, 13 and a half? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to find AXC. I'm supposed to find AXC. AXC is 8 times 13.5 minus 7. And as one of you said, yes, you plug it in. So I believe 8 times 13.5 is 108.
Yes.
Ooh, never mind. I was going to have Siri help me out. So 108 minus 7 is 101 boop, boop, degrees. All right. So angle bisectors seem to be one of the most frustrating things that I've seen this group handle. And that's okay. There's got to be something. And that's it. So make sure you feel very comfortable about that stuff. I feel like, again, it's out of focus. How's that look? Good? Yes, sir. Okay, thanks. Good. This comes from section 1.5, 1-5, if you will. And the directions here, I forgot to paste it on, or I just didn't paste it on, is find both x and y. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find both x and y. I have two lines intersecting. Okay. I know if I add any adjacent angles, they add up to 180 degrees. In other words, if I do this guy plus this guy, it equals 180. Or that guy plus that guy, it equals 180. And that's lovely and all. But if I tried to add these two and set it equal to 180, it's not going to help me because I have two different variables added to each other equals 180. Same thing if I did that here. What I also know is these two guys are vertical. Angles that are on opposite sides of each other when two lines intersect are called vertical lines. And vertical lines are equal. So if I were to set these two equal to each other, I have 2x blah, blah, blah equals 3x blah, 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 and no y's. And that's something I can do right now. So when you see a problem like this, you have to determine, all right, what can I do to solve for one of my variables? And if I tried to do something with these two, I can't. And if I tried to do something with these two, I can't. But if I tried to do something with these corner ones, I can, and I can solve for x. And it's actually pretty nice. If I subtract 2x from both sides, minus 2x, that crosses out. I have 25 equals x minus 10. And so it's a one-stepper. Look at that. Add 10, cross u out. X equals 35. The directions that I originally had were find both variables. Great, I found my x. What I didn't do is I didn't find my y yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, well, if x is 35, then that exact angle measurement is going to be 3 times 35 minus 10. 3 times 35 is 105. 105 minus 10 is 95. So this angle right here is 95 degrees. Who cares? Why does that help us? The directions didn't say how big is each angle. No, it didn't. But what I do know is this angle right here on the bottom right added to angle Y are both going to add up to 180 degrees. This angle and angle Y, these two angles added together gives me 180 degrees. I just found out that that angle is 95 degrees, and that's Y. So I could say 95 plus Y equals 180. Subtract 95, cross U out, Y equals 85 degrees. Or just 85, I guess I can say. There's one more problem on this standardized test thingy. How much time do we have? Oh, we're fine. We're good. There was one more problem on this standardized test thingy that we weren't able to get to. That could be the last thing that we do. So let's take a look at that. And then I guess we can call it a day. Problem 14. There goes my dog. Somebody's knocking on my door. Do you hear my dog? Just woke up my baby. I have a dog and several cats, actually. God is good. All right, now he's gonna bark. I'm just gonna let him go. No, more than 2 cats. No, they don't fight. Why dog mad? Because someone knocked on the door. He's not mad. He just every time someone knocks on the door, he just barks. All right, I've spent a lot of time thinking about my dog. I don't even want him. Does anybody want my dog? He's like an 8-year-old beagle. He's loud and he's obnoxious. You can have him. Athena, I'll mail. Nope, Athena said me first, so I'll mail him to Athena. I'll poke a few holes in a box. All right. Problem 14. If the measure of angle HJK is blah, and the measure of angle PQR is blah, find the value of Y so that HJK is supplementary to PQR. And there he goes again. The word supplementary equals 180 degrees. I'm going to yell at my dog. Give me 1 second. I'm going to mute you. Okay. Where was I? All right, supplementary means 180 degrees. These two guys are going to be supplementary, which means when you add these two guys, you should get 180 degrees. So I'm going to write that out. 7y minus 2 plus 133 equals 180 degrees. Combine like terms. Oh my gosh. Plus 131 equals 180. I don't need that paper anymore. Minus 131, cross u out. 7y equals 49. Divide by 7, divide by 7. Can you see? Yep. Y equals 7. What was I supposed to do? Find y? No, wait. Find the value of y. Yeah, so that's all I had to do. So I'm done. All right.